Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Kids Discuss. And on today's episode, we're trying out a bit of a new format. We're going to be doing our two segments. One of them is new. The other one we created, or the other one is what we usually do. And then we're going to be going into an interview with our good friend Quinn. So yeah, first segment, how are our quarantines doing? Our daily update on just like how quarantine is going. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. But yeah, you don't need to hear about that every day. So yeah, how is your quarantine going? Week 7 or 8? I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, still going strong. Still having fun. A good segue into our next segment. I kind of want to save it, but I'll just say it now. There's so many good movies to watch as I'm finding. Just scrolling through like, that looks interesting. I'll watch it because I have nothing better to do. That kind of attitude. And schoolworks, it's still coming. We're getting some cool book reading assignments from school and other types of stuff. The work today wasn't too hard. I found. I don't know, maybe I just missed something, but I got done with most of it pretty quickly. So yeah, this week is going good. This weekend was still very refreshing, even though I just stayed at home mostly. I mean, I went biking once. And yeah, quarantine week, whatever it is, going strong. How about you, Miles?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I've kind of gotten into a pattern of like just quarantine in general. I've gotten pretty used to it now. And yeah, I've actually kind of been enjoying the quarantine because no one that I don't think I know a single person that has gotten quarantined like personally. So yeah, or that has gotten coronavirus. I can't talk at this point. Something's up, boys.
I was about to say, like, you don't know anyone that's quarantined? That's not good.
Yeah, it's no one that has coronavirus.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, as we know.
But yeah, so it's been good. Because I don't know anyone with coronavirus, so that makes me happy. And
makes me happy too.
Yeah, quarantine is very fun. It gives me a lot of time to do things that I like to do, like this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Like this podcast. Well, all right. Now let's cha-cha slide on over to our second segment, which, as I kind of brought up already, is about, we talked about it. We haven't done it yet, but it's called Monday Movie, where we'll just recommend you a movie that we probably recently watched for just to watch during this quarantine, because what else are you going to do? So, Miles, would you like to start us off? I can start us off if you want.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll spare you that burden.
All right.
But yeah, so I think I've already brought this up, but I'm watching the Marvel movies in chronological order. So like, I've only been really watching Marvel movies recently, and I watched a couple this week, and so I just chose Doctor Strange. Good movie. I don't know. I didn't really know who Doctor Strange was before I saw the movie, because I'd seen it already
Dr.
before.
Stephen Strange.
But yeah, I don't know. Good Marvel movie.
I not too recently rewatched it.
We both just can't speak today.
It's not too late, but it's a little late, so cut us some slack. But yeah, I kind of watched it pretty recently, like way before the quarantine, but like early enough that I can remember it. And it's like I remember I rewatched it, and I was just like, wow, that's a lot more of a sophisticated movie than I remember it being. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Yeah, I'm adding on to yours, but I guess we'll just jump into mine. Mine is a Marvel movie as well. It's not really part of the Marvel universe per se, but it's I was doing like an X-Men marathon where I like watched all the movies and rewatched all the movies. But I'd say actually there's two, but I'm gonna mostly focus on one. So the two would be so one of them is X-Men Apocalypse, that one I remember, and the other one is like Days of Future Past. That's exactly what it is. My memory is so sharp. But yeah, it's called Days of Future Past. That one is really just warps between times and everything. But I came to talk about Apocalypse. So basically, they this ancient Egyptian kind of king who's like an insanely powerful mutant with like 25 different abilities has come and tried to wipe the planet clean and start it again using the old-fashioned ways with no machinery or big fancy buildings or anything like that. Just do it clean, and all the mutants will be given, like, only like mutants will be in that world. But yeah, I won't spoil too much of it, but good movie. Go check it out.
Yeah, I would add on to that, but I haven't seen that movie, so yeah. But
I'd recommend
I think
it.
I've only seen one X-Men movie. I don't even know if it's in the X-Men series, but isn't Dark
Which
Phoenix one of them?
Yeah, so that one has to do with Days of Future Past. It's kind of like the one right after that. Actually, no, it's probably the one right after X-Men Apocalypse, but you're probably going to want to watch Days of Future Past to fully understand that movie. But
Yeah, so I have a lot of time on my hands, so I need to catch up on all my X-Men knowledge, because, like, I don't know.
The sad thing is, they're not available on Disney Plus or Netflix, so you'll have to, like, rent them on Amazon.
Oh, it's kind of annoying. Does, like, someone else have the rights or something like that?
I mean, it's a Marvel movie, but maybe they're in association with something else.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's not on Disney Plus as far as I know. There's one movie that's on Disney Plus, but I'm pretty sure that might just be like a tiny like superhero like animated thingy. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, all the movies that we watch we have to rent on Amazon.
All right.
But it's pretty cheap. It was like $5. It wasn't like a $20 movie.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna check them out because I got a ton of time on my hands. And I haven't seen those movies, which is... I don't know why they don't, like, add on to the actual, like, Marvel storyline. Right? That doesn't really make sense.
No, I think it's because they didn't really add on to the Marvels in, like the Marvel Universe in the comics.
Oh.
I think that's why. It was, like, a completely different comic series. So,
yeah.
That might be why. But anyways, that concludes the first segment of this podcast. We still have more to go. Don't click away. We're about to interview our friend Quinn. He's going to do some... I think we already said it. There's no spoiler. We're going to do some... he's going to give us some heavy... He's going to drop a load of knowledge on us about Pele, and we're going to ask him some questions and stuff. And, ask him how's quarantine's going as well. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, see you then. Alright, you see him. He's dribbling down the field. Oh, there are defenders there. Oh, he's dribbling. Oh, he dribbles right past them. Oh, he's heading up towards the goal. Oh, he's making the shot. He's making the shot. He kicks, and it's good! Of course it is, dude. Of course it is. Because it's the one, the only Pele! Also known as Edson Arante do Nascimento. But anyways, as we said in the first segment, we brought in our friend Quinn to drop some knowledge on us about the wonderful, amazing Pele. He's just gonna spit some facts, and we're gonna ask him some questions. He's gonna give us a general outline of who he was. We'll also maybe ask him a little bit, maybe we will ask him a bit about how he's doing right now in like quarantine, and then we'll finish up with the question of the day. So yeah, sounds fun. So alright, Quinn, introduce yourself, say hello.
Hi.
Alright, that was great. Now, so would you mind giving us a little bit of a general outline about who Pele was? Like, why is he known? Why is he famous? What's just a little background? I don't know.
So, Pele was a soccer player. That's all I know. I'm just kidding. So Pele was he was basically, so I'm going to start out with his childhood. So before he was well known. Actually no, I'm just going to jump in. So Pele was he was well known first of all because he scored the most goals out of any player. he still has the most goals scored. It's over 1,000. It's 1,281 goals.
That's insane.
Well, it's extremely impressive for someone to score 1,000 goals, because if you know, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, they're in their they're two the biggest players to date. They're in their 600s, and the fact that Pele scored that many goals, 1,000, is one of the reasons why he's really well known, and also because he was a really elusive dribbler. He could basically, he didn't really do this that much, but some people said he could juggle past. Juggling is where, if you don't know what juggling is, it's where you kick the ball up. From hitting different parts of your body sometimes, but it's typically just used by your 2 feet and not letting it touch the ground. And he was really good at that, and he could dribble past people, juggle past. He was a really good ball handler. So that's kind of why he's well known. There's definitely more stuff, but
so you brought up Messi and Ronaldo and people like that, so I play soccer and I enjoy watching it a little bit, but is Pele considered the GOAT of soccer, or is Messi or Ronaldo?
A lot of people, including me, I think he is considered the GOAT. Pretty much.
Well, he's pretty insane, as we just heard. He scored what was it, 1,281. That's the exact number, which is insane. And that's is that in all professional, or is that also including just club soccer, or what is that? So
club soccer, it's including his national goals and his professional and his club teams.
Yeah, that's insane. All right, you brought up you were going to talk about his childhood, but then you jumped right into his professional career. So why don't we hear a little bit about his childhood now?
Okay, so Pele grew up in, I believe it was Santos. I'm not. He grew up in Brazil. He grew up poor, but he was playing he played soccer from a really young age. And he would play kind of street soccer, not on a field, because he didn't really, it was mainly all dirt. So basically what he would do is they would kick the ball around. They didn't always have to have a goal. They would kick the ball around over roofs, him and his friends, and pass it to each other. They kind of kicked the ball around the village.
Alright, so you talked about a little bit about his clubs, or Eliam did at least. So which clubs did he play for other than the Brazil national team?
He played for Santos in Brazil. I think it was it's Real Madrid, Santos. Santos and the New York Cosmos.
Well, you talked about how he grew up poor and everything, but then he's retired now. But when he was a professional, actually playing soccer, he was as you said, the GOAT. How was he able to go from nothing to GOAT? How did anybody accept them on the team?
So he was originally he has kind of no one really, he was just I think he barely made it into the team. I think there was different levels of team. I don't think he didn't make it to varsity. I don't know. I don't remember quite, but he wasn't really respected, but eventually he kind of grew to a really well-known status, and they all kind of respected him.
Yeah, and I think it's like really cool in sports. You see so many stories kind of like this where people start out with like not that much, and then they like go all the way to like the national sports league of the sport they're playing in. And I don't know, seeing stories like that are pretty cool. So how many World Cups did Pele win? Because I don't know the exact number.
I'm pretty sure he won 3.
That's
really impressive, though, because isn't that over like a 12-year span?
World Cups are every 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 of them is 12 years. And did he win them in a row, or were they just different times?
If it's not in a row, then that's even crazier, dude.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't win them in a row, I don't think.
What?
That's insane. He had a long soccer career, dude.
What do you mean? What do you mean by
like in a row, like consecutive?
Oh no, he didn't.
Cups.
I don't think he did. Oh wait, I don't think he did.
Wow.
Let me think.
All right, we'll come back to you.
I don't think he did win them in a row. So
that's like a long time.
Yeah. He's like the Tom Brady of soccer.
So let me think here. So he had 50. He won 150 in 1958, 58, 59, 60, 61. So he won one in a row. So he won 1958, and then 1962, which was the next World Cup, and he won 2 in. So he won 2 in a row, and I think he lost. Then I think he lost the 1966 World Cup, and then he won the 1970. So 66, 7, 8, 9, 10.
16
yes, that's 16 years.
Mm-hmm. It's quite 16 years of dedicated soccer playing. All right, so obviously he probably got a lot of money from being that good at soccer and all. So now that he's retired, could you tell us a little bit about what he's doing?
No, actually, he wasn't really he wasn't paid that well.
Really?
Soccer, he wasn't really, it wasn't like it's not, you don't get paid as much as you do now, definitely. And it wasn't like, he didn't get paid as much. His father actually played before him, and his father did not. He wasn't really.
Yeah, so you're pretty poor.
Yeah.
But he went way farther than his dad, though, right?
Yeah, well, definitely, yes, he did.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, can you tell us a little about his retired life? Like, I know he has a coffee shop, and he's very charitable now.
Mm-hmm.
Could you elaborate?
So basically, Pele has he's been married I think 2 times or 3 times. Anyway, so that's just Pele. Yeah, he owns a coffee shop now. I'm pretty sure it is called Pele Coffee.
Pele Coffee.
Yeah, just Pele Coffee. And he so basically he's a humanitarianist. So he's a very nice person, and he is very charitable. He donates a lot of money to different causes. He's very understanding of a lot of people and things. And he was he's definitely not really. He still is not as very selfish at all.
He's not greedy.
No, because one of his quotes is, "No one person can win without." No one person can win. I think I don't want to.
Yeah, I've
it's
seen
not
that
the exact quote.
before. It's something like that.
Yeah,
No one person can win without a team, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, no one person can win a game without a team, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
the premise is that you can't do it alone, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and he definitely but yeah, he's living pretty well. He's retired. He's pretty well known, and I think he's very happy.
Well, how old is he now?
I believe he is 77 years old, or 78.
Oh, so he's getting up there.
Yeah.
What years would you say were his like prime in soccer? Like probably like during when he won his like World Cups and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, when like his first and second World Cup were probably when he was in his prime, and then after that he lost the next World Cup. And then he won in 1970. But in 1970, his career like he was kind of like I think he was in his 30. Not I don't know. I don't think he was, but his prime was probably in his first 2 World Cups.
Yeah, insane. So that's a lot of information on Pele. We have now going on 12 and a half minutes, plus we had a little precursor to this episode. So
he's 79.
79. That's actually, that's a really good segue into the question of the day that I got. So, At what age do you consider someone to be old?
Wait.
60.
Did we do this already?
Probably like
did we?
6. Probably like
did this
68.
already.
All right.
Ignore that question. Ignore that.
Okay. He wasn't born in Santos. He was born in
If you could choose your last meal, what would it be?
I think we did that too. Well,
Wait.
You gotta think of a fresh one. Here, I'll play some.
The conversation generator isn't doing its job. It's not doing it for us. Here, we can get one from a listener, I think.
Yeah, you want me to pull up one from a listener?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. All right. So, we kind of did like a small segment about this, but Quinn hasn't answered yet. I mean, it's not really, but like, if you could read one last book, what would it be? AKA, what is your favorite book or a book that you would highly recommend? So we did a movie recommendation, so how about our question of the day is, what would you recommend our listeners to read?
I don't read.
You read comics, right?
Yeah, I read. I just like I like reading Thor. Right now on Thor, it's pretty interesting. It's very like I don't know. I'm reading that. I also like. They just came out with a new. Marvel just came out with a new Star Wars. They just came out with a new. It's a new series. It's like the original trilogy, but like revamped, kind of. It's
Marvel?
a little. Yeah, Marvel owns Star Wars and comics.
Really?
So, yeah, because
just Disney.
Well, no, Disney. Well, Marvel, but Disney, it makes movies, and Marvel makes the comics. So Marvel owns Star. I don't know how they got to own Star Wars, but anyway, they just came out with a new version of the original trilogy, and I recommend you read it. I get them at Vault to Midnight, and obviously I can't go to the store, so I get them mailed to me. So yeah,
it's cool. And if you don't live here where we live, you can probably just get them online.
Yeah.
But I also, if I was to recommend a novel, I would probably
we can
just
let you think if you.
Yeah, we can both go like figure it out. So for me, I don't know what I'd do as my last book. I'm just gonna say the one that I said was my number one pick for books, and I'm pretty sure that was the absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. So yeah,
Hilarious.
I'm just gonna go with that one because I don't know.
Might as well laugh on your last days living.
Mm-hmm. It's a funny one.
That took a dark turn. All right, so I kind of want to recommend you a new book from the one that I would recommend Crossover. It's by Quinn Alexander.
I read that one also.
It's a really good book.
We talked about that.
A really good novel I really enjoyed is A Long Walk to Water. It's a really really good book.
I don't think I've
never
read
heard
that
of it.
one. I'll put it on my list.
We'll have to check it out. All right. Let's see. So, of course, my absolute favorite ever book is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Absolute, mind-blowing book. The best pages I've ever read, really. So, definitely that's my number one. But if you want a new book recommendation, Alright, maybe you just heard my sister in the background. She's giggling. But God, I really don't know. That is literally the number one book. Maybe The Catcher in the Rye. I just finished that book. It's just a really nice story. Like, pretty wholesome. Good story. So yeah, I'd say read that. Alright. Well, that sums up this episode. I'll put the burden upon myself to do this outro. So first of all, I'd like to recognize Quinn for coming on. We actually tried to record this episode once before, but we actually lost the footage. My audio clip.
Someone may or may not have deleted the footage.
Lost.
Isn't it the audio?
Yeah, the audio file.
Yeah, the audio got corrupted.
It wasn't saved properly or whatever, but yeah, sorry, you might hear my sister in the background. But yeah, so massive shout out to Quinn for doing this literally twice over. Even better now the second time. He's starting up his own podcast right now, which actually I had a feature episode on. So thank you to him for that also. But if you want to go check him out, he's Quinn Says on Spreaker. He's approved for Spotify. He's getting approved for a bunch of things right now.
I actually got accepted to Spotify. Like, it was relatively quick. It was like less.
I think they just have a lot
seconds.
of workers.
Yeah, Spreaker makes it really easy to like get your thing out.
But anyways, thank you to him. Of course, you can check us out here wherever you're listening to us now. You can watch all of our episodes on whatever you're listening to, and we'll keep posting our episodes here. We now have a Twitter account, which is @DiscussKids, and a business email, which is all lowercase kidsdiscuss01@gmail.com. If you want to... Oh, sorry, I have some sort of hiccup or something. If you want to phone in some question of the days. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Your view counts to us tremendously. Yeah, make sure that you're staying home, staying healthy, and I'll see you guys all in the next episode. Thank you to everyone who was here.
On the flip side.
All right, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Bye.